Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So, it's the 4th of April, and it's part 4 of The Walking Dead's New World Order story arc. It is the issue 178 review. I have actually kind of been waiting for this issue because I love this cover of Princess being just fighting Commonwealth soldiers. Oh, for God's sake. Sorry, brightness is terrible. But I have been happy for this issue because Princess is actually fighting, and the tagline for this was Princess Unleashed. Maybe Princess doesn't fit in at the Commonwealth. And in the last issue, issue 177, you can check it out in the description. Well, you probably already have because you're watching this video right now. But Mercer and his best friend George, I'm assuming, found out that Siddiq was listening in on their plans. And that was the cliffhanger for the last issue. But it says here in the issue previously, Elodie opens up to Michonne on how she survived and how her sister Colette, her sister, died. Eduardo walks in on Maggie and Dante making out, and it's only a matter of time until their secret affair goes public. After the Commonwealth's military leader, Mercer, saves Governor Milton's son from a hillside of walkers, he discusses with one of his men how easy it would be to let the Commonwealth's leadership die, only for Siddiq to be discovered listening in. So obviously it starts off with Siddiq just like, I didn't hear anything, I wasn't here, I was told there was a bathroom, I didn't hear anything. George is like, oh, that was convincing, oh, he's probably spying on us. And Mercer is like, you're new. Siddiq introduces himself, and he's like, look, you're new here and you're a shitty liar, but I'm Mercer, I run the military. Like, he's trying to introduce himself as like a normal person, because obviously he's trying to tell like Siddiq, like, oh, we aren't planning shit, you heard nothing. He goes on to talk about how he loves the governor and how her way of life is how she provided. He does admit that her son is a fucking asshole, and he'll drive you crazy. He will drive you nuts, essentially. He's like, look, you don't know this place. You don't know where everything is. You don't know this place by the back of your hand, or your way don't look like you know your way around a silver spoon, which I don't get. I just don't, but oh well. And he's like, yeah, I get it. And he's like, George, do you think he's cool? And George's like, yeah, it's cool. Like, they're acting all menacing in front of him, and Siddiq's just like, yeah, okay, bye. And there was like a funny bit where he walks off, and then Mercer's just like, bathroom's the other way. And it's like, because obviously he doesn't know where he's going. He's like, yeah, bathroom's that way. He's like, yeah, thanks guys, sorry. We're getting a little bit of Maggie and Dante. They're having a bit of flirty time, but obviously Maggie's planning stuff. And then someone says, so it's true, and it happens to be Sophia. Oh, and like, obviously, like, you're messing around with Dante, you're having sex with him. And Maggie's just like, this is just unacceptable. And she's like, as unacceptable as being a fucking whore. Wow, okay. Like, obviously, Sophia has got her teen angst going on right now. She's ran away to her room. Obviously, Maggie's trying to stop her, trying to speak with her. And obviously, Sophia goes on about Glenn. She's like, you loved Glenn. And obviously, Glenn died way back in issue 100. It's been 78 issues since we last, or since Glenn died, and it's been so many years. And obviously Sophia goes on saying, oh, I don't like Dante. She starts crying, getting emotional, and she's like, Sophia, I love you, I'll always love you, but you are still a child. Like, she's only, what, 13? Like, just coming up to the teen years. Obviously, she's going to start feeling changes in herself and other people. Maybe Carl. I don't know what's going to happen between that. It's kind of like a weird triangle thing, but obviously Carl doesn't notice it yet. But Maggie explains, like, look, Dante makes me happy. You kind of have to, I wouldn't say deal with it, but you kind of have to, like, accept it. But the only reason why Sophia is mainly upset is because everyone, like, obviously when Eduardo found out in 177, obviously everyone was like, oh, Maggie's shagging Dante, or this, that, and the other. And obviously Sophia told him to shut the fuck up, and stood up to him. But obviously she made herself into a fool. But then Maggie says, oh, it might be just a fling. Who knows what it could be. But then we cut back to the Commonwealth. Yay, more Commonwealth stuff. And we get a nice little Michonne Elodie thing, because obviously Elodie did only get introduced, like, she got mentioned in 175 and then officially made an appearance at the end of 176, so she's only been in it for like 2 issues. But you can see, like, she's not exactly happy with Michonne, if you understand what I'm saying, because she goes on to say, I grew up hating you, you left us, everything that happened after that, because obviously after Michonne left, Elodie, Colette and Dominic, their dad, obviously the walkers happened, so obviously Elodie thinks that Michonne leaving caused the walkers, which obviously is not true. It was just, she's like, I blamed you. Michonne blamed herself as well, because obviously as soon as she left the kids, like, you got to think, when the walkers happen, you got a city full of people, you need about, what, about a dozen people to become affected, and the city is fucked, essentially. And obviously, being on, like, if you have a city full of rumors, like, you may only be, like, what, 5 blocks away? You might as well be on the other side of the country. Because it's hard at the start, because obviously you have no idea what's going on. You think people are sick and ill, and then obviously you turn, you get bit, and all that stuff. Like, Elodie goes to explain, I blame you for abandoning us, for leaving us with Dad. And obviously when she put the picture up to say, look, find me here, and she thought she had no hope in finding her daughter again, but obviously, her mother, sorry. It's just like, you gotta think about it. Obviously it'd been a long time. It's been like 4 years since that happened, and obviously it's scary, but obviously Michonne accepts everything she had. She's like, don't you hear me? I grew up hating you. Michonne says, that's okay. Ellie says, I might still hate you. That's okay too. I may not want to be around you. Then I'll be here for you when you do. I may not be able to want to talk to you. I'll wait until you can talk to me. And she's like, who are you? Like, genuinely, look, who are you? But obviously this led to one of my favourite panels in the entire issue. It's that holy light type thing. She's like, I'm your mother, and I'm never going to let you out of my sight again. Now, that was adorable, because obviously you could see the sunlight beaming off her like a holy angel. It's like, look, I'm not a ghost, I'm real. I feel like a button just undone on my shirt. Okay, it did. But yeah, they have a nice little hug, and then we cut back to the hilltop. Oh god, the lighting is terrible. But Carl says to Sophia, so it's true, and she went, oh, it's true. And they're like, it's weird, Maggie and Dante. Who was just like, is something alright? Carl's like, you don't approve, and I know you don't. It's like, did you approve when Rick and Andrea first got together? And Carl was like, yeah, I did. I want my dad to be happy. In time, I hope he finds someone else. I'll be happy for him then too. And then they have this nice little joke. It's like, Sophia goes, I guess you're way more mature than I am. And Carl's like, well, that's never been up for debate. Oh my god, lighting. Sorry. We come back to the Commonwealth again. Michonne gives her final conclusion on what she thinks of the Commonwealth. She's like, my daughter has been living here for 4 years. It's safe. She trusts it. She likes it. I trust her. If they trust us, then I trust them. And Pamela's like, excellent. We can put this ugly business behind us, and hopefully we can actually be friends. And Eugene says, can I finally talk to Stephanie? And obviously Lance goes off to get Stephanie. The weapons are going to be gathered. Oh my god. Their weapons are now going to be gathered up, so so they can have their weapons back, they can be trusted, and hopefully they can have their relationship. And this is actually quite clever. I'm going to discuss this at the end. She says, I'd like to personally see this Alexandria you call home would be ready for a return trip in the next day or two. I do want to give you time to relax and enjoy our hospitality. Eugene's like, yeah, that's fine, which kind of leads into the cover for issue 179 and issue 180, which I will talk about at the end. Everyone's like, oh, thank you for, oh my god. Everyone's like, thanks for the weapons. Michonne gets her sword back, and Ellie's like, you carry a sword? And Michonne's like, I'm pretty damn good at it too, because we know Michonne is an absolute badass in what she does. And it is truly amazing. And we finally get a introduction to Stephanie again. And honestly, I'm going to explain this at the end, but obviously, she's like, I'm sorry how I was when we first met. Sorry I couldn't be at the meeting. You're just like, it's fine, you did nothing wrong. And then Pamela cuts in and says, we have a protocol for this sort of thing. We take the interrogation of new groups very seriously. Governor Milton is right. I was out of line. You must contact anyone about the authorities if you encounter a new group. They have a little talk about that, and it's like a plan. Obviously, they're going to be going. Obviously, the Commonwealth have accommodations for Eugene, Siddiq, Magna, Yumiko, and the Princess. Michonne will be staying at Elodie's place, and Michonne was like, that was my plan anyway, so yeah. So everything will be in order. I just need to get back to work and prepare for the trip home, so there are no problems. Michonne's like, thank you for the hospitality. And then Stephanie says to Michonne, she probably prefers to talk to your leader directly. That's just how things work. And Michonne's like, how things work? What do you mean? Like, the layers of the Commonwealth are finally becoming revealed. And Sebastian shows up, the dick face from last issue, who is a complete 1950s lover boy, if you know what I mean. He's like the Biff Tannen of the Walking Dead universe. If you don't know who Biff Tannen is, you have lost all respect from me. If you do not know where that reference comes from. Obviously, he tries to suck up to Yumiko, starts to be acting all lovey-dovey, saying, I'm Governor Milton's son, Sebastian. I'd like to take you for a private tour. Obviously, Yumiko is with Magna, and they're lesbians, so she's like, I'd rather not, like, trying to pull her hand away, and he grabs on and says, excuse me, I know you're new here, but I promise you I make a much better ally than an enemy. That is a dick move. And then obviously Magna sees this, she's like, let go, you creep. And obviously Sebastian pushes her over, and this, I have to say, is the best part of the issue. Obviously Magna falls, and then Princess with her awesome ass spear gets ready, points it at Sebastian, and he's like, what the fuck is your problem? Sebastian, being the governor's son, thinking he has some kind of authority, he's like, do something. And obviously the brutes are, step away, put your spear on the ground, this is your final warning. She's like, this is probably one of my favourite Princess lines ever when I first read this. You guys are going to make me put my goggles on, aren't you? And obviously we know her goggles. Michonne's trying to diffuse the tension. She's like, Princess, just do what they say, it's fine. She puts them on. Too fucking late, boys. And we get 2 amazing pages of badass fight scenes of her knocking over Sebastian and knocking down brutes like it's nothing. She's like, goggles off, all done. She's like, God, you guys are wimps. Seriously, I think that armor just slows you down. And then out of nowhere, one of Mercer's tomahawks knocks the spear out of her hand. She's like, ah, bummer. Mercer's like, don't move. And then Sebastian's just being a dick, saying, arrest them, Mercer, do it now. And he's like, even the ones just standing around doing nothing. And obviously Michonne says to Mercer, I'm sorry for this misunderstanding. He assaulted Yumiko. And he's like, assaulted? That's absurd. All this other bullshit. LED tries to help her up, and then this proves my theory of Sebastian being a prick. He backhands Elodie. What a cunt. Mercer's just like, that is what assault looks like. One more word out of any of you and I'll have you banished, dickhead. I mean you too, Mercer. Everyone back the fuck off. And Michonne's like, no, this is not how we do things. Sebastian's like, oh yeah, and you can see Michonne reaching for her sword to chop him into tiny pieces. Ellie's just like, just stop. Let it go. It's important that we know our place. And Michonne is fucking furious. But that is the end of the issue. Finito, bish, bash, bosh, done. Now, one thing I did have a problem with this issue, and I have to refer back to the introduction of Pamela in 176. It's shortly after when we enter the town for the first time, and when we first get introduced to Stephanie. As you can see, this is issue 176. She's white. She is white in that issue, as I can see. But then when I go back to number 178, I don't know if this was an error or a mistake by Robert Kirkman at all. But when they get the weapons back, Stephanie is black. I'm not joking. This is a genuine error. If you are a comic book reader and you have both issues 176 and 178, for some reason in the span of 2 issues, Stephanie changes colour. I don't know if that's an error. I don't know if Robert Kirkman did that. I have no idea. But I have no idea. Oh, for God's sake, I hate this lighting situation. I'm sorry if I have to keep raising my hand to the screen, but it's just appalling. But I don't know if that's an error by Robert Kirkman or Charlie Adlard. I don't know. Hopefully this could be cleared up by the next issue, but it's just something to ponder. But yeah, that's my review for 178. The next month's issue is 179. Oh my god, this lighting is just a dick. Basically, yeah, 179 is next, and we get Eugene with Michonne's katana, and judging from the letter hacks that were in 178, it does say, we are back for New World Order Part 5 in May. Big life-changing decisions are made. So obviously Michonne might stay at the Commonwealth. Who knows? And obviously they head back. So Pamela is going to be heading back to the Commonwealth, heading back to Alexandria, which leads me to the cover of issue 180, the final part of New World Order. It looks amazing, I have to say it right now. With Rick, with all the Commonwealth soldiers just standing in line, and then there's just Rick. He's probably at the Andrea's grave again. So obviously it does look amazing, and I cannot wait for those issues to come out. I also did pick up the Andrea variant for the 15th anniversary, and now my thoughts on this cover were that it was too bright. It doesn't look good. It's out of the 4 I already have with Rick, Michonne, and Governor. Yeah, Rick, Michonne, and the Governor. I honestly think that it's either the Michonne or the Rick variant that stands out the most to me. And speaking of variant covers, we have 2 more coming out. In May, with Part 5, we have Carl, which I kind of cannot wait for, but I'm kind of happy with that. And I was in the airport of New York when the cover for 180 dropped. I was coming back to the UK at the time, and I saw the variant cover, which is now on screen, and it's of Alpha. Holy fuck, it looks amazing. Like, I honestly love it, but there's one complaint I have with it, and it's the White Walker skin. That's the only thing. That's the only problem I have with it. That's literally it. Only problem. But this is the end of the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you have not done already. I cannot wait to be back next month for 179, and I hope you guys are too. Click here to subscribe, and don't forget to click here for the last review where we meet Mr. Mercer, or back when I met Mr. Mercer. That's all I have to say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, or soon.